Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Yasodhanandanam Jaya Vajranaranjanam Jaya Yasodhanandanam Jaya Vajranaranjanam Jaya Yamunadiravanachari Jaya Kunjabiyari Jaya Kunjabiyari Jaya Yamunari Jaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo श्री राधा माधव की श्लोक पाठ की ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की ओम अज्ञानात्मन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाश्लाकय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमः ओम ईशपराय कृष्णप्रसाय बोधे श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत समिति नाम्नि नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Sri Advaita Gadadara Swasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Sri Guru Charana Padmam Kevala Bhakati Satmam Bandhamoyi Savadana Mate Jahara Pasade Bhai He Baba Toriya Jan Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaham Hote Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaham Hote Shlapa Part ki jai Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirain Nasa Prayeso Bhadreso Nityam Bhagavata Seviya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Naisiki Yasamvasoya Manayam Krishna Parma Purushe Bhakti Uparite Pumsaha Sokamaha Bhayapaha. Simply by giving oral reception to this particular literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, the feeling for loving devotion service to Lord Krishna and the Supreme Personality Godhead is brought up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion and fearfulness. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 177. Srimad Bhagavatam, today I was given a 2 verse to cover. One of those is a very long purport. Yada sita eva chara charasya vidamanistam prabhavan cha nityam tanamato yavahara mulam nirupyatam sankriyaya anomiyam. Yada sita eva chara charasya vidamanisam prabhavam cha nityam dhanamato anyaya vahara mulam nirupyatam sankriyanumiyam. Yada sita eva chara charasya vidamanisam prabhavan cha nityam dhanamato anyaya haramulam nirupyatam sakriyaya numiyam. Yata, therefore, sita, in the earth, eva, certainly, chara acharasya, our different bodies, some moving and some not moving. Vidama, we know, nistam, annihilation, prabhavam, appearance, cha, and nityam, regularly by the principle of nature. Third, then namataha, then simply by name, anyat, other, vyavahara, mulam, cause of material activities, nirupyatam, let it be ascertained, satkriyaha, by actual employment, anumeyam, to be inferred. Can somebody read translation?
Translation. All of us on the surface of the globe are living entities in different forms. Some of us are moving and some are not moving. All of us come into existence, remain for some time and are annihilated when the body is again mingled with the earth. We are all simply different transformations of the earth. Different bodies and capacities are simply transformations of the earth that exist in name only. But everything grows out of the earth and when everything is annihilated, it again mingles with the earth. In other words, we are but dust and we shall but be dust. Everyone can consider this point.
Yeah. In other words, we are but dust. We are only a dust. Purport, can Prashant read?
This cosmic manifestation is a mixture of matter and spirit, but the cause is the Supreme Brahman, the Supreme Personality of God. Therefore, in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.20 it is said, Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan Imitaraha. The entire cosmic manifestation is but a transformation of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but because of illusion, no one can appreciate that God is not different from the material body. Actually, he is not different. But this material body is simply a transformation of its different energy. Parasya Shakti Vivadhaiva Shuddhati.
Okay, it's a very long, can somebody, Prashant, read?
There are also other versions of this in the Vedas. Sarvam Khalam Idam Brahma. Matter and spirit are all non-different from the Supreme Brahman, Bhagavan. Lord Sri Krishna confirmed the statement in the Bhagavatam 7.4. The material energy is Krishna's energy, but it is separated from him. The spiritual energy is also his energy, but it is not separated from him. When the material energy is engaged in service of the Supreme Spirit, so-called material energy is also transformed into spiritual energy, just as an iron rod becomes fire when the fire is contact with fire.
Can somebody read?
When we can understand by an analytical study that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of all causes, our knowledge is perfect. Simply understanding the transformations of different energies is partial knowledge. We must come to the ultimate cause. Nothing reduced for the Gatinki. The knowledge of those who are not interested in knowing the original cause of all emanations is never perfect knowledge. There is nothing in the phenomenal world that is not produced by the supreme energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Aromas from the earth are direct different scents, manufactured and used for different purposes. But the original cause is the earth, nothing else.
Okay, somebody can read this.
A water pot made of earth can be used to carry water for some time, but ultimately the pot is nothing but earth. Therefore, there is no difference between the pot and its original ingredient, earth. It is simply a different transformation of the energy. Originally, the cause or primary ingredient is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the various are only byproducts. In the Chandogya Upanishad, it is stated that ha somya ekana yena sarvam mridamayam vijnatam sya vacharam rambhanam vikaram namadheyam itiketya eva satyam. If one studies the earth, he naturally understands the byproducts.
Thank you, Prabhu. One more page, very long bopa. Can somebody read?
Therefore enjoy. Yasmin vignate sarvam evam vignatam bhavati. If one simply understands the original cause, Krishna, the cause of all causes, then naturally everything else is understood. Although it may be presented in different varieties. By understanding the original cause of different varieties, one can understand everything. If we understand Krishna, the original cause of everything, we do not need to separately study the subsidiary varieties. Therefore, from the very beginning it is said, Satyam Param Dhimam. One has to concentrate one's understanding on the Supreme Krishna or Vasudeva. The word Vasudeva indicates the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the cause of all bodies. Mat stami sarvabhutani na chaham desha avasthita. This is a summary of phenomenal and nominal philosophy. The phenomenal world depends on the nominal existence. Similarly, everything exists by virtue of the potency of Supreme Lord. Although, due to our ignorance, the Supreme Lord is not perceived in everything.
Okay, we will go to, later we will discuss the purport. But now chapter 12, verse 9. Evam niruktam siti sabdavartam asanidanan paramanavoye avidyaya manasa kalpitaste ye sansamohena krita visesaha. Evam niruktam siti sabdavartam asanidana paramanavoye avidyaya manasa kalpitaste ye sansamohena krita visesaha. Evam niruktam siti sabdavartam asanidana paramanavoye avidyaya manasa kalpitaste yesam samohena krita visesaha. Evam, thus, niruktam, falsely described, siti sabda, of the word earth, vartam, the existence, asad, not real, idanan, from the dissolution, Paramanavaha, atomic particles, yea, all of which avidyaya, because of less intelligence, manasa, in the mind, kalpitaha, imagine, they, yesam, of which samuhena, by the aggregate, kirtaha, made, viseshaha, the particulars. Can somebody translation?
One may say that variety arises from the planet Earth itself. However, although the universe may temporarily appear to be truth, it ultimately has no real existence. The Earth was originally created by a combination of atomic particles, but these particles are impermanent. Actually, the atom is not the cause of the universe, although some philosophers think so. It is not a fact that the varieties found in this material world simply result from atomic
Juxtaposition.
position or combination.
Okay, somebody read the purport.
Those who follow the atomic theory think that the protons and electrons of atoms combine in such a way as to bring all material existence to being. However, the scientists fail to discover the cause of atomic existence itself. Under these circumstances, we cannot accept that the atom is the cause of the universe. Such theories are advanced by unintelligent people.
Okay, so here Prabhupada explains how the scientists came up with the theory of creation, how the earth, universe were created, different from Bhagavatam. Okay, so I want you, one more purport. Okay. Somebody read?
According to the real intelligence, the real cause of cosmic manifestation is Supreme Lord, Janmadisya. He is the original cause of all creation, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 8.8. Aham sarvasya prabhu manta sarvam pravartate. Krishna is the original cause. Sarva karanam karanam, the cause of all causes. Krishna is the cause of the atoms and material energy. Bhumirapo anno vayu, kham anno bhutyarevacha. Ahankaram nityamne, inna prakritirastadam. Bhagavad Gita 7.4. The ultimate cause of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and only those in ignorance try to find out the other cause by posing different theories.
Yeah, you can see how Prabhupada wrote a very long purport. So from here we can understand Prabhupada trying to tell that scientist theory is wrong, it's wrong from Bhagavatam. That's why Prabhupada, the other verse, wrote a very wrong purport to explain that. So I want you, this one I showed that day. This is how Bhagavatam explains the creation, how everything comes from Krishna. Correct? So Krishna first expansion is Balaram, and from Balaram comes first Shatrugyaha, Vasudeva, Sankarasam, Prabhu, Yamuna, Aniruddha. And Sankarasam comes Narayana. From Narayana comes second Chaturvyuha. Vasudeva, Sankarasam, Prayumna, Aniruddha. And then second Sankarasana comes Khandaya, Kasa, Vishnu, Mahavishnu. Who created everything, the whole material creation. And he further expanded himself to Garbhadaya Kasa Vishnu. He entered every one of the universe. And then he expanded as Siddhartha Kasa Vishnu as Paramatma, and he entered every atom. So this is how Vedic explain about the creation. Okay? And also I showed this one I took from Gauranga Darshan's lecture. How we can see that everything comes from the sound. This is how Vedic explain. From sound transformed to ether, ether to touch, touch to air, air to form, form to fire, fire to taste, and taste to water, and smell to earth. That's how the creation, this is how Vedic scriptures explain. Okay, it's not from atom, some neutron, proton, everything comes about. Okay? And also here is explained everything, the whole creation comes from Mahavishnu. Karnataka Kasa Vishnu. From him comes all the jiva, and from his poles comes all the universes. But the 25 ingredients came from the body of Karnataka Kasa Vishnu, Mahavishnu. It's all jada. There's no life. There's no life. So it's called pradhana. Okay? So there is no life. Then Mahavishnu took a glance. He took a glance, he embodied the energy. That's why all the 24 elements can combine together and form Mahatattva. Okay, in Mahatattva the modes are active. And in Mahatattva transform to Ahankara. When Ahankara mix with goodness, it will form mind and 10 sense devatas. Okay? When Ahankara mix with passion, it forms prana, 10 senses and intelligence. And when Ahankara mix with ignorance, it form the 5 tanmatras and 5 elements. These are the 5 tanmatras. Okay? Sound, touch, form, taste and smell are called 5 tanmatras. They are subtle, you can't see. Okay? And the 5 gross elements are the ether, air, fire, water, earth. That one you can see. Okay? This one, so basically this whole material world is made from ahankar, mode of ignorance. Okay? Okay, I want you to watch the video. How scientists it's not hearing. No sound. Suppose I have sound. Yeah, maximum. Bluetooth, no? But it shouldn't, because the TV. Yeah, anyway, it's linked. Or maybe.
Bose. Bose is not there.
That's a Bluetooth, no? It's from to
Here
TV.
now, laptop it will come.
Oh.
You can place mic here.
Oh, okay. Ah, okay.
How was our universe born?
Here.
Okay, you see the explanation, the scientific explanation, how the universe was created.
How was our universe born? And if this seems hard to answer, then how about this? What was before our universe? While scientists are looking for the answer to the most difficult question in history, let's find out what they've come up with so far. In the 20th century, we've shed the light on this mystery, all thanks to this man, Edwin Hubble.
Prabhu.
One day, on Mount Wilson in Southern California, he aimed his telescope at the sky and found out that these random clouds of gas flying everywhere are actually other galaxies, and there are a lot of them. And also, he learned something else, something that changed the world forever. They're moving. So what, you may ask? Well, it meant one very important thing. The universe is expanding, and if it's expanding, then it probably had a beginning somewhere, right? Now, all we have to do is run time backwards and see where the beginning was. It took the scientists many more years to come up with a full-fledged theory, the Big Bang Theory, and here it is. Nothing has ever been anywhere, because neither when nor where existed. Do you get it? But actually, no. There was one thing. It was the so-called cosmic singularity, a state of our universe in which it was incredibly small, dense, and very hot. Imagine if our universe was compressed into a small ball. The pressure and temperature inside would be enormous. At some point, it became impossible to withstand them. And here comes the Big Bang. It was an outburst of energy and matter that created everything we see now. Time and space, basic physical forces. It also scattered quarks everywhere. These quarks, tiny particles that make up our world, were all boiling in an incredibly hot cosmic broth. When it cooled down, gravity began to attract them to each other. They gathered into atoms, then molecules, and then into the first objects into the world, stars. And all this happened just some 12 to 14 billion years ago. Alright, now we know how our universe was created, but what was before that? Alan Harvey Guth, an American theoretical physicist and cosmologist, has devoted his whole life to solving this mystery. After learning about the Big Bang Theory, Guth found some flaws in it. For example, the distribution of matter was very even, although it shouldn't have been. Let's hang a balloon filled with paint to the ceiling and lay a white canvas on the floor. If we drop the balloon down, it will burst and we'll see absolute chaos on the canvas. A bunch of spots scattered everywhere randomly. Neither is like the other. But that's not really what the universe looked like. Instead of throwing a colored ball from the ceiling, let's draw a small red dot on the canvas. Now, let's expand it a little more, and capture this all on frame-by-frame shooting. We'll see a circle gradually growing in all directions. That's the reality. The early universe was very even and proportional. That was Guth's discovery, the theory of inflation. Here's what it says. Even before the Big Bang, there was some kind of force that could give the bang a strong acceleration, something that was able to distribute everything in space instantly and evenly. Guth's theory was a success, and now most scientists rely on it. For most of them, this idea of the birth of the universe is quite enough. For most, but not for all. Martin Bojewald is a German professor of physics, and, in his opinion, the universe was born quite differently. Remember when we talked about cosmic singularity? The state of the universe in which it was small, infinitely dense, and super hot. According to Martin's theory, the singularity couldn't just appear. This is nonsense. But then, where did it come from? Let's look at a pendulum on an old clock. The pendulum rotates back and forth. Its movement is smooth, continuous, and non-stop. This is how we usually see time. It flows and never stops. But quantum time, quantum time doesn't work that way. It's more like the second hand of a clock. It consists of small segments and makes short pauses. And just like with the second hand of a clock, the beginning of one segment of time is always the end of another. See what I'm getting at? Let's go back to balloons again. According to the Big Bang Theory, once upon a time, our universe began to expand, inflate like a balloon. But sooner or later, it will blow away back. The universe will start shrinking and return to the state of cosmic singularity. And then guess what? The Big Bang too. Nothing appears out of nowhere and disappears into nowhere. According to Bojewald's theory, the beginning of each universe is the end of the previous one. Our universe is not at all the first and not the last. Millions of similar universes existed before us and will exist after us. This theory, although it sounds very logical, is far from complete. Unfortunately, we don't have enough knowledge to find all the evidence for it. So for now, all this is just a hypothesis. But some people come up with even stranger ideas. Scientists promote such unusual theories that no one could even think of. Neil Turok, a South African physicist, and his colleague, Paul Steinhardt, an American theoretical physicist, look for answers far beyond our universe. They say that yes, our universe isn't the first one. There have been and will be an infinite number of them. And not only will there be endless Big Bangs, our universe is just one of an infinite number of others. And all of us are stuck in a cycle of endless rebirths of parallel worlds. This sounds incredible and frightening at the same time. But how does it work? According to this theory, our universe is located inside a so-called brain, as in membrane. In other words, we're stuck in some kind of elastic surface that's capable of contracting, stretching, oscillating, and so on. Like pieces of fabric on a rope, these parallel universes are located near each other. Each one has a neighbor. We're not the exception. Another universe may be an inch from ours, but we can't see it. That's because there's a tiny space between us, and this tiny space contains the fourth dimension. How do these universes originate? Through brain collision. These brains are getting closer to each other very, very slowly, until one day they finally collide. Their collision creates two big bangs and two parallel universes. Then they're moving away from each other. The created worlds continue to live. We're currently at this stage. But when they disappear, the brains collide again. And this will lead to the birth of a new universe. Remember the inflation theory? There was a mysterious energy that pushed and accelerated the Big Bang. Well, if we did collide with another universe, that would explain everything. Of course, everything described here is a great simplification. When you hear that our world is some piece of fabric on a rope, it sounds like complete nonsense. But this idea is based on string theory and M theory, two giants of quantum mechanics. If they turn out to be true, they could explain almost everything in our universe. Creating a theory is an incredibly huge process. Turok and Steinhardt made a huge amount of calculations and swept away many non-working theories. Also, to work this out, they have to overcome the limits of the human mind and think in 11 dimensions at once. Unfortunately, this crazy and elegant idea was laughed at. Turok and Steinhardt say that scientists are regular people, just like everyone else. They're also afraid of change and the unknown. And it's really scary to question everything we once believed in. Many years ago, people didn't believe that the Earth was round. Then they were outraged by the Big Bang Theory. We can't make discoveries without struggle and fear. That's why Turok and Steinhardt don't plan to give up so easily. After all, the evidence that we have now only says that each of the three theories is equally possible. So which answer is correct? We may never know, at least not at this stage of human development. Unfortunately, as long as we have no evidence, we can only theorize. But maybe one day we'll find something that will open our eyes once and for all. Maybe one day we'll solve the mystery of how our universe came to be.
Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll say
That's it for
this.
today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like.
Okay, let me ask you, what are the flaws with modern theory of creation? Prashant, what do you think? What are the flaws?
God is not there.
Huh? God is not there in the picture.
They're just speculative.
Yes, speculative.
They're saying will say in future.
Huh?
In future.
They only say it will happen in future. Others?
Everything came from a point mass. They are saying that everything came from point mass. They are not able to explain where that point
Where the point came from? Prabhu, what do you think? What are the flaws?
The beginning is known, ending is known, but the middle they don't know.
They know the beginning, they don't know the ending, but middle they don't know. How about others? Prabhu, what do you think?
Actually, it's completely mental speculation.
Completely mental speculation. Any other? Yeah. You can see, totally mental speculation. What Prabhupada said, one scientist will come out with one theory, another future, another scientist will come with another theory. They will keep on going. Like what is in future we will come up with a conclusion. In future will come up. By the time they come out, the people die. Okay. So amazing, huh? Anyway. Let me ask you a question. This one actually I want to share with you. A video. Is mountains living or not? Mountains, hills. Are they living soul? Why? Yeah. Actually, when I was giving class, third canto, he's mentioned that. He's in proper means those days mountains have wings. He can fly. Can you imagine? Mountain beings, you can fly one place to one place. And people don't believe actually, scientists don't believe, So I want to share a video in 2020. They heard mountain crying, sound from mountain, okay? And all the scientists, many tourists came, many scientists came and did a research. They couldn't find where the source of the noise. Then they speculate, so many things, But that shows is actually the cry from the mountain. The mountain has soul, they are alive. So you can see the video, amazing. The mountain actually cries, makes sounds. See, these are sounds of mountains. So many tourists came, scientists came and did research, they just cannot find the source. So many weird sounds coming from the mountains. Amazing, huh? Some say that's the voice of a dragon. So many tourists came. Okay, amazing. So now, what we can see now, whatever Bhagavatam says, scripture says, all been proven, by the scientists themselves. We can see that everything comes to truth, okay? So that's why you can see Prabhupada wrote a very lengthy purport, to see that all the theory of modern theory were wrong, from Bhagavatam, okay? So anyway, this I showed you because this proof what Bhagavatam says, many people do not believe. They thought mountain got no life, but actually mountain got life, Bhagavatam says, and you can see that. Actually the noise came from the mountains, Okay, Hare Krishna, I'll stop here. You have any questions? I showed you the video is a self-explanatory compared with the Vedic explanation of how the universe was created and the modern explanation how the universe was created. You can see a lot of flaws, actual weaknesses. Okay. Okay, do you have questions? 5 minutes, we can have questions, then we can end our class. Yes, Prabhu.
So how to stop this, cheaters and cheated? They have taken business, they are paying money, schools and colleges are running, they are teaching this.
Yeah, so you have to preach, Prabhu, we have to preach. That's the only way. The only way we have to preach, we can't stop that. Even all the schools, teaching Darwin theory, teaching all the wrong philosophy of creation, that's what children are taught.
I went to them, they are teaching wrong things.
Yeah.
They said, we will teach this only.
Yeah.
Job will get from.
Yeah. Why explanation? Why? Why scientists don't believe? Prashant.
Because they want to have everything experienced.
Yes. That's how scientists believe. I see a proof, then I believe. Otherwise, don't believe. Otherwise, they say it's just only a faith. Okay? But that's a problem. The problem is that they don't understand, they are limited by the 40 facts. So whatever theory they came out, it's all defective because they themselves are defect. I remember, Prabhu, last time I was working in company. If you want to do a project analysis, okay, first of all, what we'll do, we'll gauge the effectiveness of the measurement instrument. What's the accuracy? Is it 99%, 90%? First of all, we will measure the accuracy of the instrument which is going to measure the result. Right? We have to verify that. Same thing here. So before the scientists came out with theory, they never verified themselves whether they are, they have all the defects, so how they gonna come up with a effective solution? So that's the problem. That's why Prabhupada keep on having them. You have all the defects, and how are you gonna come out? How are you gonna understand truth when you yourself untruthful, Yeah, so we have to preach, Prabhu. That's only way. Okay? No other way, we have to preach. And slowly have to preach the knowledge of Bhagavatam. Yeah, people now accepting. Even scientists are beginning to accept. Okay, you can notice that towards the end, the scientists believing that our universe is not the only one. There are unlimited universes. Okay, that's with Bhagavatam, goes with Bhagavatam. Second thing, they explain, our universe is expanding. It's not static. Okay? And then third point they say is a cyclic. It start, it end, and start, end. So it goes with the Bhagavatam, So we can see now scientists begin to accept, indirectly start to accept the explanation from Bhagavatam. There will come a day, Prabhu. There will come a day they'll accept. So we have to preach. We have to put the foundation. Okay? Especially India, I can see now a lot of college preaching going on. A lot of students are accepting the knowledge of Bhagavatam. So we have to preach, Prabhu. That's only. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Granda Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Come tomorrow, 7:30, Wednesday, I'll be sharing the last class. I'm leaving to Madurai this Friday. Same thing, last time Prashant sent me to a railway station. So tomorrow I'll be sharing the glories of Vaishnava Seva. 7:30 night here. So please come, it'll be nice information. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Prashant, where's Vijay now? Vijay Prabhu.
Vijay Prabhu, he is like a hopper.
He's coming? When? Oh, he's coming today. Yeah.
What was the topic today?
Today Bhagavatam, today Prabhupada spoke about creation. So modern creation and also our Bhagavatam, how we explain. So modern by Big Bang, all that theory. So I showed a video on them, how science explains creation. It's all speculative, So then I also showed, Prabhupada mentioned that living and non-living. So I asked them whether mountains got life or not. So I showed the video,
So
China.
mountains fly.
Yeah, those days, they have wings. So I showed the video in China, they found mountains crying, sound from mountains. So that shows mountain is alive, So I showed the video, Yeah, mountain can fly one place to one place, do they? They got wings.
You must be crazy to believe it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So now they're believing, mountain is alive actually. Exactly. Who will believe the mountain of wings?